Mr. Sir Sports. We recently hit 1,000 subscribers, so thank all you guys for that. If you want to join the family and be entered to win a MacBook Pro and experience all the NFL news that's important that you need to know, hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you're notified when our videos go live. When we hit 10,000 subscribers, we're giving away a MacBook Pro, like I mentioned. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video.
The Seattle Seahawks, 3-0 Seattle Seahawks, shockingly, are traveling to Detroit to face the 2-1 Detroit Lions. Obviously, this game before the season started, you would have thought, oh, the Lions probably going to be better than the Seahawks, but Seahawks starting out hot this season, better than people think. Geno Smith getting it done. Some people might say, oh, it's their schedule, but hey, you can only play who's on your schedule, and they've won all the games. So, obviously, the Lions have had a little bit tougher schedule, I feel like, but how do you think the Lions do in this matchup versus the Seahawks?
Yeah, I mean, the other interesting thing I'll note about this matchup is a few things. One, Lions are going to be wearing those sweet all black jerseys with the blue helmets I saw. That's going to be electric at Ford Field. That crowd's going to be going nuts. But these two teams have had some kind of interesting matchups the last number of years. The 2022 season, we saw, I think the Seahawks ended up winning like 48-45, just an absolute shootout. And then also what we saw from them last year was, Lions came off that big win against Kansas City to start the year. Kadarius Toney dropped the ball a million times. No Kelsey, no Chris Jones. And they lose to Seattle in overtime on a Tyler Lockett touchdown. So when you look at it, Seattle's had Detroit's number a little bit, and I agree with you. It's one, the schedule complaint is valid, but at the end of the day, those guys on the Seahawks, they're only playing who's in front of them. Kind of like when people complained about the Celtics run to the championship, saying, "Oh, they didn't play one." It's like, well, they had no control over who was hurting anything, and then same kind of thing with Seattle playing Miami. They had no control over Tua being hurt. Probably would have been a better game if Tua played, but it was just a blowout without him. So Geno's looked good. He hasn't written back. He's getting the ball out on time. DK had that unreal. He had a great play for a long touchdown last week. High stepping in the end zone, but I think Detroit's going to keep their solid start going. I mean, they kind of started the same the last 2 years. Get a big win week one, and then week two, took a step back this year, obviously losing to the Bucs, but I think they're gonna win this game. I think that on defense, Hutchinson's gonna be a difference maker. I mean, that game against Tampa, he had I think 4.5 sacks, which he almost had like a franchise record for the Lions. So I think their defense is gonna bring it, and I mean the Seahawks are underrated on D2. I just think that Hutch is gonna get after Geno, and I think Jared Goff and the guys in Detroit are gonna, I think they're just gonna rock and roll. And they're gonna have a great game. So who do you think wins this game? And think the Lions can beat Seattle for the first time in a couple of years?
Yeah, I do. I think they can get it done. I think the Ford Field is one of the largest stadiums in the league. I think that the Lions obviously don't have as good of a record. They're one game behind them, but I just think that the Lions are a better team. They got a better quarterback. They got a better running game. They got better receivers. They got a better defense. They got a better special teams. I just think all around they're a better team. I think it's on paper they're a better team, and I think the Seahawks go back down to where they should be, and that's to start losing some games just because I just don't think they're as good as their record shows. Obviously, we saw the Vikings show that they're legit. I just don't think this undefeated team is legit. I think that the Seahawks are frauds, and I think the Lions will get the win.